back, ladies and gentlemen, and once again, I know you're jealous. I know you upset because you see my guy sitting next to me, my brother. Yes, you guys may know him as Councilman Derrek Pugh, but I know him as Pugh, my fat brother, my dog, my brother. Man, root to the good, bruh.
Yeah.
Okay, my guy. Listen, man, thank you for coming to the Vibe.
Thank you for inviting me, man. I appreciate it, bro.
We go way back.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
HBCUs, man, stand up in the building.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Listen, Dillon, South Carolina. Stand up in this joint.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying, brother? How are you doing?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm good, bro. I can't complain about anything, man. That's my go-to line, man. I can't complain about nothing because, nobody want to hear that.
Well, you look good.
Thank you, brother.
Good.
I appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying? So before we get into, some meat and potatoes, you know what I'm saying, catching up, I know one of the titles you have is vice chair.
Yes.
Vice chair,
yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. The Richland County Council.
There you go,
yes.
man. So let's talk about that real quick, man.
Yeah.
How has that process been like for you?
Oh, man. So this is my second year as vice chair of the Richland County Council. I have the distinct honor of serving at the pleasure of Jessica Mackey, who's the chair of the Richland County Council. My sister, we like the two we like the two amigos. Sometimes I'm thinking it and she'll say it before I think it, or vice versa.
Right.
So it's been a pleasure. As you know, our body is created by 11 different districts, and we just serve as I hate to use the word figureheads for our council, but because we all work as a combined unit. I know you understand when I say one body, 11 different, tentacles.
Gotcha.
And so, it's been amazing, man. This is my 5th year serving as a councilman for Richland County. We've done some amazing things, man. We've cleaned up a lot. We put processes in place to make doing business and just life at Richland County a whole lot better. We have a $2 billion project in my district with Scout Motors. Bro? Scout Motors, man. Scout Motors is a subsidiary of Volkswagen. It's an EV company. Yeah. It's in my backyard, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like I literally can walk on the back porch and I can see the tree line.
Wow.
And it's a blessing because I have the opportunity of being able to see it from its infancy stages.
Right.
And this is something that's going to be transformational for 50, 100 years from now when I'm long gone, but my baby girls can say, look, my daddy had a hand in making sure that came here. So, at the end of the day, it's still about the community. Yeah. It's still about the people that elected me to office. I didn't do this on my own. I work for them. Right. And so, in a nutshell, man, it's been amazing, man.
It's been amazing, man. Well, you've been doing one phenomenal job.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
And I have been admiring your hard work, you know what I'm saying? Boots on the ground.
Yes.
You're always out, you know what I'm saying? And you're always, shaking and baking. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Doing what you
and I want to tell the people this real quick. Yeah. Like, listen, this mean a lot because check this out. If I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing, this would be one of the people that'll call me and say, bro, what you got going on, man? What are you doing? Like, are you okay? Like, what can I help you with? Because that's not a good look. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
You
I appreciate that, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Because listen, man, I am my brother's keeper.
Yes.
But so are you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And we represent that good old purple and gold.
Yes.
All day long. You know what I'm saying? 5 years ago, you came on my podcast, and you were actually running for office.
Yes.
Now you're in office.
Yes.
What's the difference now?
Bro, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. And that's not bad. It's just, when you're on the outside looking in, you see people and you're like, I could do that. Right. They need to do better with that.
Right.
I wouldn't have made that decision.
Right.
And then when you get on the inside and you're like, oh,
wow,
it don't work like that.
Right.
It works like this.
Right.
It's a process.
Right.
Oh, I really ain't got no say so in how that happened.
Right.
So then you start analyzing and saying, okay, let me find out how can I make an impact? What can I do to make this happen? And then a lot of people just don't have that. Right. They don't see past they don't see past Monday morning.
Wow.
And it's like, it's for lack of a better terms, it's just like they become lethargic and they just kind of going with the motions.
Right.
And so it's important to have a plan, and understand a plan, and it's also important to bring people around you. And it's also important for you to continue to be a student of the past,
right.
so you don't have to make the same mistakes that other folks made.
Right.
And so I kind of look at it from that. It's almost like I use the whole formula that I use for my life. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So, just getting those seasoned leaders in the community around you and having conversation with you and helping open dialogue. But you have to be careful though.
You got to
be careful, because you have some of those same people, instead of trying to help and guide you,
got some
to
dirty
teach
players.
you, got dirty players who want you to become a part of what they have going on, and so they'll say things along the lines of, well, don't fool with so-and-so because such and such and so-and-so. And so for me, even with the frat, like, you can't tell me who I can be friends with, or who I can talk to.
Yeah.
Like, that's not what a mentor does.
Right.
A mentor gives you values and a base
there you go.
for you to continue to grow.
Yes, sir.
They don't guide you on their thought process and what they're trying to do.
Right.
And so that's, you still have to be wise enough to, let me get a little bit of this from your leadership. Let me get a little bit of this from you. And then you put it together, and then you come up with the process that fits perfect for you.
Listen, man, that's some gems right there, man. My guy just dropped some nuggets for y'all, man. Listen, my young listeners, pay attention. Okay? Pay attention.
Because what you don't want to do is, you don't want to put yourself in a position as a new anybody. These gems can be used for anything in life. You don't want to put yourself in a position with new anything to say, listen to what somebody's saying, and you gain enemies that they've had for 50 years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they only got 3 more summers left.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they have 3 more summers left, and you're gonna be here holding the bag for some stuff 50 years ago, and you wasn't even around. Man. So like, you gotta be cognitive of what's going on around you, man.
So throughout this whole journey, man, throughout this whole process, right? We all live and learn, right? What are some things you would probably do different?
Right. Wow. I would be more cognitive of community members, not leaders, but members. Yeah. Because the same example that I just gave a minute ago is the same thing that happens with just regular people in the community. And then sometimes you could be lured to sleep by a person continuing to have conversation with you, or call you and say this, that, and the third, and then boom. Next thing you know, you sitting on the other side of the table, and now you're on the menu.
Wow.
Yeah, and then in your mind you're thinking like, man, I'm still the same guy that gave away the bikes. I'm the same guy that gave away the turkeys. You know what I'm saying? I'm still the same guy, but it's like flavor of the month, flavor of the time. You know what I'm saying? So like, just be careful. That's all I can say. People do things for clicks and likes now.
Most definitely.
And see how many people they can get to read a newspaper.
That's true.
That's true. And
Listen,
so
negativity
sells. No matter how great you are, if somebody can spread something negative on you, or give the optics of something being negative, then they rather peel from that than say, oh yeah, he just gave $30,000 to the historical society to help them with such and such. They want to focus on some crazy stuff over here to keep the gossip going in the community. So like, stay far away from those people, man. So if I could do that again, I would be cautious about how I brought people closer to me and just vetted them a little bit more.
I got you.
Yep.
So one thing that I love to see is that a lot of people see big Derrek Pugh, but they don't see the gentle giant that's now a dad.
Bruh, listen.
That's now a dad.
Dog, listen, shout out to my baby girl. We just celebrated her 3rd birthday.
Yeah.
She a 3-nager. Yeah. We went to church this morning and we had a whole conversation on the way to church.
Yeah.
And she was worried about was I okay?
Yeah.
And so like I'm like, yes, baby, I'm okay.
So you became a dad during this journey.
Right.
Right. How did that change your journey?
Oh man. So let's give the people the timeline, because I don't think a lot of people know the timeline.
Yeah.
Like late 2018, I figured that this is a path I wanted to travel.
Right.
So I put together a team. At the time, I was working at the South Carolina Youth Challenge Academy, entity within the South Carolina National Guard.
Right.
And I said, you know what? I built a home in Blythewood, and this is the catalyst of why I decided to do it. I built a home in Blythewood. I was serving on appointed positions in Blythewood. I served as the vice chair of the zoning and appeals, end up serving as chair. Then I moved to planning commission, served on the planning commission. And then, so during those times, like when we would talk about stuff that would come from Richland County, it was vague, you know, like, and so, you know, you got people with chatter. Where I come from, like, if you're gonna complain about it, do something about it, right?
Right.
So at the time, the person that was in the seat that I currently hold, I tried to foster a conversation, and I tried to foster a relationship, and they dismissed me. And so, you know, when they dismissed me, I was like, oh, okay, bet. And so that's when I said to myself, let's put a team together and see if we can do this and we can do it for real, you know? And so we put a team together, we came up with a strategy. Even though I was dismissed, I told them, hey, regardless of the fact of whatever it is, we will not run a negative campaign.
That's good.
And if you say anything negative about that person,
that's good,
then you can't work for us.
That's good.
And so, like, I just felt like it wasn't a need for us to go and bash somebody. You know, I just want to put out what I can do. Let's talk about what I can do and the things that I can change. Right. And so that's the approach that we took. So fast forward, 2020, pandemic hit, boom. I never forget. March the 16th. I had lunch with former Mayor Steve Benjamin, and he was real, like, antsy. And so to the point where we didn't even eat lunch. He basically was like, it was me and Hamilton Grant. He was basically like, hey guys, take this serious. He said, because the news is not telling us exactly what it is. I remember leaving that luncheon and going back to Youth Challenge and telling my, at the time, supervisor, and they laughed at me like I was tripping. They was like, you tripping, you overreacting. This ain't da-da-da-da-da. I was like, okay, cool. Fast forward, a week later, March the 16th, never forget this date because that's my younger brother's birthday. And that's when the country shut down on March the 16th, 2020.
Wow.
And so that was just like a whole thing within itself. So we dealing with the pandemic, we dealing how things are going. At the time, my wife has already had like 2 major surgeries, right? And so as a matter of fact, in July of 2020, on her birthday, which is July the 14th, she was feeling pain and went to her doctor, and she was like, yeah, you gotta have surgery like today. Wow. On her birthday.
Wow.
And it was COVID. So not only was it COVID, not only was it her birthday, it was COVID. She had a major surgery and I couldn't be there. Wow. All I could do was check her in and leave her at the hospital.
Wow.
Yeah. And so like all of this is going on at the same time, right? At the time I had just won the Democratic nominee. So now I'm the Democratic nominee for Richland County Council, and my wife's in the hospital. I can't see her. I don't know what's going on. It's like really, really crazy. We go through this whole thing. So I got, I'm trying to tap into what I know technology wise. So we had a lot of town halls that were virtual that, as I look back now, was innovative and We was able to touch a lot of people because people were tuned in to a lot of town halls and different things that people were doing.
Right.
And so that was smart on our part to galvanize that viewership during that time. And so won the Democratic nominee in June. July rolls around. We had been working with this adoption agency because this is something that we always wanted to do, right? And so we talking, they engaging us, and then boom, you flip around, you go, my wife recovers, I win the Democratic nominee, right? So, I didn't Democratic nominee, and then boom, I win the election. So I won by 52 votes. I'll never forget, I had my watch party at Scott Benny's, little local spot in Blythewood. And so, the news people, they play with you a little bit, so they never put out the numbers of what it is.
Wow.
So I looked at my campaign manager and I was like, I said, Bree, are we, is it a wrap for us? What
we looking like?
Yeah, shoot it to me straight, you know what I'm saying? So I'll be able to do what I need to do to move forward.
Yeah. And shout out to Bree too.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Bree 10 times younger than us, but treat us like we her kids.
Fact. Big fact.
It's all love though. So Bree leaned over and she whispered in my ear. She was like, I had some of my partners from Charlotte down helping me put out signs and all kind of stuff. And she leaned over to me and she said, go home, her exact words, go home, go to sleep. When you wake up in the morning, you will be Councilman Pugh. We already got the numbers. You won. And so we was waiting on the last precinct to come in. I'll never forget I'm telling you, bro, my wife called me and I could hear her literally running through the parking lot, hyperventilating on some, oh my God, you won. You know what I'm saying? She was running through, and me on the other line, I'm like, chill, yo, you're gonna have an asthma attack, chill. Because I could hear her running in just the excitement. So 52 votes, bro. I didn't say anything to anybody. I didn't even say nothing to my partners that I was with. Right. Because I was, for lack of a better terms, for like 60 seconds, I was like stuck. Like, wow. And so at the same time we looking at the news, I already know I won. It's people around me. It ain't looking good for you, dog.
No.
But these ain't my people though.
Okay,
these ain't my people. These are people that showed up, and it ain't looking good for you, dog. Like the me and me wanted to be like, it's like, you gonna see. But I was just like, it's all good, man. You know what I'm saying? I said, I was even saying things like, everything ain't meant to happen at once. Sometimes this might not be my time. Just saying stuff like that. And he was like, yeah. You fought a good one though. You fought a good one. Ain't no way. I ain't think you could beat him. That's what they were saying, right? So
maybe next time.
I was like, okay, cool. So I go home, go to sleep, wake up the next morning. I had 163 missed calls and messages. Stuff like, wow, the comeback kid, you did a great job, just all kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So fast forward, I get inducted in January, move fast, had my first year out the way. Then 2022, my wife ended up having to have another surgery. And so she in the hospital, she having a surgery, and we're still working with this agency. By this time, we're paying money. So I'm getting aggravated because I'm like, yo, what's up? Yeah. We done made the videos y'all asked us to make. We done did da-da-da-da-da. We done did da-da-da-da-da. Yeah. Y'all ain't waiting on us for nothing. We ain't heard nothing from y'all. We done spent a lot of money. Y'all need to give us some type of update. Right. And so I got a really good friend of mine. He and his wife went through the same thing. So he kind of talked me out the ledge. He was like, DP, that's how it go. You know what I'm saying? It's going to happen. In due time, he was like, just be patient. Don't rush it. I was like, cool. So, bro, July of 2022, my wife's in recovery. This is a real major surgery to the point that I had to go and bring in a hospital bed so she could be comfortable at home in recovery. And so we sitting there, we going through this. I'm still learning my counsel job. I'm in transition from National Guard now. I'm doing another job. I'm kind of a little bit everywhere. I don't know if I'm going or coming. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because the personal side of me want to be home and be a husband and make sure I'm taking care of my people.
Right.
Then the other side is, bro, if you don't go to work, you ain't gonna have no bread to take care of people.
Exactly.
And then the other thing is, like, I know she's mentally battling with us not being able to have kids. Like, if we are able to fall through with this adoption, that will make things 100% better, right? So boom, we get this phone call. Parent chose us. When the baby coming? I'm thinking they're gonna be like, well, July 23. No, August. It was supposed to be like August the 22nd. August the 22nd of what? Next month. I'm like, what? So boom, I'm telling me, I'm getting phone calls, so now we're happy, and people telling me, I got my partners calling me and be like, bro, you know what you're getting yourself into? I'm cussing folks out. I'm like, bro, listen, you had 9 months to prepare for your kid. Like, I got 30 days, dog. I have no idea, like, what's gonna happen. Like, none of this, none of that. Like, there ain't no manual for that. I know you know that.
Nah, I'm still learning.
Yeah, there ain't no manual for that. So, boom, it was less than 30 days because instead of coming on the 22nd, she came on the 19th.
Okay.
So, my wife fully recovered. She came from the 19th. Now I'm learning my job. Now I'm learning my new job. My new job is being a dad. So I'm like, woo.
Yeah.
At the time, I was like, I had to be like 42.
Right.
And so, like, whole lot of emotions going on at one time, right? So, lo and behold,
juggling jobs,
trying to make sure I'm keeping my head where I need to be, but at the same time, still making sure that I'm doing what's best for the community. And during this time, we got this whole Scout Motors thing going on. So I got to be focused on what I'm doing, making sure that I'm saying the right things, I'm not saying the wrong things, making sure that I'm fielding the questions from the community and making them feel good about what decisions we're making at Richland County. Just a whole gamut of stuff, bro. And so, man, listen, man, I think I was telling you earlier, like, it's amazing how people put themselves before they even think about any of the shit that you going through. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
It's like, damn, bro, you ain't got time for us? Bro, I ain't even got time for myself. Like, I ain't got time for myself,
It's
dog.
not enough time in the day.
No, it's not. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be efficient in all aspects of what you're doing. And so, you know, you just start seeing. And I think you said something earlier, you know, the right people understood.
There you
the
go.
right people did understand.
Right.
Because, you know, they're like, man, the right people would say things along the lines of, hey, bro, I know you got a lot on your plate. Call me when you need to get away. Call me when you need me to pull up.
There you go.
Call me if you just need to vent. You know what I'm saying? Like, just reach out to me. And so that was a learning stage because I'm DP. I'm cool with everybody. So, you know, I ain't never had to put my friends in categories to be able to deal with them, but I had to do that because I didn't want to lose people because they didn't understand the plight and the things that I was going through. And I said, you know what? I categorize it and put it in perspective. And then I'll have that conversation in the future with them about where I was at in life and what I had going on. You know what I'm saying? And so that in itself, man, I mean, and then now you fast forward 3 years later, I'm still learning. You know what I'm saying? Still learning. Like, I just now, man, and I got a little girl. I got a little girl. So it's just like, man. So it's like to see how innocent she is and to see just her life and how vibrant she is, it just means a lot to me, bro. And I don't want to drop the ball on that. So like, if other grown people can't understand, then the perspective that I put in place was, you know, if you really truly my friend, you will understand who I am, and you you will, if you really want us to be friends and have a friendship, you will insert yourself where you see you fit at.
Right.
If that makes any sense. Instead of saying, DP, where do I fit in at?
Yeah.
Nah. Insert yourself to where you think you fit in at,
Right.
and then we move forward from there. You know what I'm saying? So, man, it's just been a lot, man. A lot of ups and downs, but you know, the good always outweighs the bad, especially with that portion of my life. That's always gonna outweigh the bad, bro.
Good.
You know what I'm saying? To wake up and see that smiling face in the morning and to know that the journey that we were on to get there, you know what I'm saying, is very, very important, man.
That's good.
But yeah, man, that was a learning experience for me in itself, man.
Yeah. Well, speaking of a learning experience, and you have a lot of experience. And one thing that I've learned and Ty's learned and many of us have learned is the importance of mental health.
Yes.
And just, you know what I'm saying, going through all of that, you know what I'm saying, your kid, just the whole adversity, you know what I'm saying, battling through so much, you know, just, you know what I mean, so many different challenges.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And happens, you know what I'm saying, having to actually go through COVID with your wife's situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My mom died right in our hospital right there.
Yeah.
And she had COVID.
Right.
And they didn't allow me to see her.
Right.
And she was in the hospital for 2 weeks by herself. And so that's something that I always deal with, right? So, but I was not holding, you know, no political office either, right? So going through all of that, man, who took care of Pugh? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like what was that like?
Bro, you know, the crazy part about it is, man, that and I can't even sit here and say nobody took care of Pugh. I can't sit here and say that.
Right.
Because I did have people in my space that were checking on me and making sure I was good. But like in my mind, and when I was going through what I was going through, I didn't see it in that manner.
Right.
And it's crazy when you, like, for you to segue into mental health. Like, bro, I really had to sit back and sit down, and I had to start back counseling again, bro.
Wow.
And that's probably the best thing that I ever done. And I ain't even do that for myself, bro.
Right.
I did that for Mila, TK, and everybody else that was around me.
Gotcha.
Because what I didn't want to do is I didn't want to continue to know that I was broken, bro, and then be trying to give 100%, and I ain't got but fucking 30% in the tank. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so, like, I made a conscious effort to myself, you know what I'm saying, to say, you know what? I need to go back to counseling. I need to go back and have these conversations. I need to go back and talk to somebody that is not gonna be biased and they gonna tell me about my shit. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, started back counseling, man. The best thing I ever done, man.
Wow.
Yeah, and to believe it or not, bro, it wasn't conversation about life and things that we're having here. It was just me being in a space, as my therapist like to say, man, throw that shit up on the rug. I clean it up. Just throw it up, you know?
Right.
And so just being able to be in a space where I can have conversation, I can be who I am, I can tell it like it is, I can say in a space that's safe how I really feel. I can be messed up towards or be mad towards somebody because I have a misperception on how they handle something with me. Right. That in itself, man, has made me whole. Yeah. More than anything, bro. More than anything. So, Now you got me getting emotional because it's real, though. You know what I'm saying? And the sad part about it is, it's so many people that look like me and you that rather be cool and be 30% or 20% or 10% instead of going and laying it out there and getting someone to be able to talk to them about where they are and what's going on, you know? And so I encourage anybody, man, like if you've ever, we don't know what trauma is, right? Because in our community, they tell us, boy, you better not be crying, boy, it'll be okay, boy, you know what I'm saying? That's where we grew up at. But that's not reality, bro. Our counterparts invest in counseling from young ages. And bro, you think about some of the stuff you went through at a young age, that's traumatic. Ty, moving from California to Allendale.
Right.
That's a traumatic, bro.
Yeah.
Like you go from a huge metropolitan area and now you in somewhere that got one stoplight, if that. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly,
Like,
exactly.
yeah. And so like, those are things, man, in life that we never. I mean, I lost my mom when I was in the 10th grade. Nobody ain't tell me to go to counseling, bro. It was like, you all right?
Yeah.
You learn to be all right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you fast forward 2016, I'm 40 some years old and I lose my dad. Ain't nobody tell me to go to counseling.
Right.
Everything I love, man, I never forget this. My cousin Tim, his daughter, played at Alabama. I said, you know what? One Sunday, I said, I'm gonna go to the game. I said, I'm gonna have some DP time, I'm gonna go to the game. I go to the game, I get the best tickets in the house, get me something from the concession stand, I go down and sit down at the game. And I'm in big ass Colonial Life Arena. And no lie to y'all, on everything I love, the arena went from here to here. I felt like everything closed in on me, bro. I left what I bought from the concession stand and I started walking around the arena and I was calling my wife. I was like, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Bro, I was dealing with the fact that I just lost my dad.
Wow.
Dog, I lost my dad on, it's crazy. I lost my dad on September 3rd. The
Wow.
Temptation song.
Wow.
And so when people play
Wow.
it, my sister and I, we laugh all the time, you know what I'm saying? But literally, I lost my pops, man, and everything was dropped in my lap to make sure I took care of it. And I took care of it, right?
Wow.
And then I hopped on a plane and went to San Antonio the day after.
Wow.
For work. No decompression time, none of that. Straight from Dillon, South Carolina to Blythewood, South Carolina, from Blythewood to Charlotte on the plane, San Antonio.
That's it. Just like that.
Just like that.
Wow.
Getting back to life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't got time. I got to get back to life.
Yeah. Yeah.
But getting back to life is the reason why I had that reaction in the Colonial Life Arena.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so like, that's when I realized that you have to mentally take care of yourself, because if you don't, you will break down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so just having that experience, having a discussion with somebody in my trusted corner to say, hey bro, you need to go talk to somebody about it, because you gonna have a meltdown and you might not be able to recover from the meltdown.
Well, that's so good, right?
Yeah. And so for me, that trusted person wasn't giving me a suggestion. They were telling me.
They was telling you what's up.
What to do.
Yeah.
No, they was telling me. Like, you gonna go and you gonna do X, Y, and Z. And that's what I did, bro.
That accountability partner is so important.
Yes, it is.
So important.
It is. It is.
So on a lighter note, man, now you know.
Yeah, because we about to be in here on some, what's the lady name back in the day used to have all the celebrities on there? What's her name? She had, no. She had Whitney Houston on there. Whitney was like, crack is whack. Barbara Walters.
Nah, man. But you know what I'm saying? But it's some good stuff, man, and it's very therapeutic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that you showing a side that many people, you know what I'm saying, don't get to actually see.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? So I really appreciate you for that.
Oh man, but you know, let me tell you why, bro. Because at the end of the day, it's like with anything in life, I'm comfortable with who Derrek Pugh is, right?
Facts.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with who Derrek Pugh is.
Right.
I'm comfortable with who DP is.
Right.
I'm comfortable with who Councilman Pugh is.
Right.
I'm comfortable with that, bro.
Right.
And like for me, it's the problem with our community and our culture is everybody thinks that you have to be a certain type of way and you got to put up a facade. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And then in actuality, the messed up part about it is people that are connected to you that you see every day, they are going through the same thing, and they have no clue that you going through the same thing.
Right.
But when you leave out your house, you got to put this face on, and you put this face on for the people,
right.
and then you come back to the house and you're like,
right.
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you don't have to be like that, bro, because we're not robots.
Nah.
We are human beings, bro.
Big time.
And
Big time.
emotions and feelings and shit happens.
All the time.
All the time, bro.
All the time.
All the time.
All the time. So we know that there's so much going on around here in Columbia, right? Mm-hmm. And we know that you got your hand in a lot of it. But what's next for DP? What's next,
bro,
for Councilman Pugh?
Man, you know, people ask me that question all the time, man. And I feel like I haven't even really scratched the surface on where I'm at.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's so much more that could be done and can be done.
Right.
What people don't understand is, like, maybe for the first 2 or 3 years that you're in office and you're new to an office, you're learning the culture, you're learning the guidelines and the rules of how things operate and move. Mm-hmm. You're learning the DNA of the organization. And you have to really take into consideration a lot of that stuff. Mm-hmm. We're in a different climate now, bro.
Big time.
We're in a different climate.
That's facts.
And so for me, it's kind of, what more can I do in this space?
Yeah.
You know, because, you know, bruh, the climate has changed because of the administration in DC, right? And it's giving people a whole new, bolder way of the way they think and they can operate and move. And the sad part about it is that, you know, that ain't even why we got into this. That ain't even why, you know, we decided to do this, to deal with that type of stuff. Right. And the other sad part about this is we got enough of that going on the national level to, like, have it right here on the lower level is crazy. At the end of the day, it's not about the title.
Nah, it's not.
You know what I'm saying? Because
it's about being a man.
It's about being a man. I will not be Councilman Pugh the rest of. I will be Councilman Pugh the rest of my life, but I won't hold this specific position the rest of my life, right? And so what I'm not about to do is endanger those that are going to be with me for the rest of my life because of a title. And so, to answer your question, I really at this juncture feel like it's so much untapped and fertile ground that we can still continue to make Richland County better. Right. I don't have a desire to go to the State House. I don't have a desire to go anywhere else. I am focused on where I'm at right now and the things that I have in front of me, because it's so much untapped soil, man, to continue to grow and have fruits and all that good stuff flourish here in Richland County, bro.
That's good. That's good. So one thing I know, and you know I'm about to get on you, is you took a trip down to good old Orangeburg a couple weeks ago.
I did.
You went to go see my buddy Chennis Berry,
so
head coach of the South Carolina State Bulldogs.
Yes. So let me tell you this, man.
Yeah.
You know, Benedict and State, we sometimes we have an unsavory rivalry, right? But Chennis is my friend, bro.
Yes, he is.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Chennis is a friend of mine that became family, just like y'all, you know? And so I'm always gonna look out and do what I need to do. Hey, listen, I was in Atlanta. Let me back up for a minute.
Yeah.
When Terrance took this job at South Carolina State, I stood in his driveway. He hadn't even got his feet all the way wet at State. He took the job, signed his contract. He was at home. I stopped by just to check him out. And we was talking in his driveway, and he says, and I says to him, Coach, you know you're going to be playing in the Celebration Bowl in December. Mm-hmm. And he said, oh, big dog, wait a minute, big dog. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. You're putting a lot on you, boy, dog. You're putting a lot on you. I said, dog, listen, man. I said, I know you. I said, and I know how you operate. Yeah. And I said, and you're gonna take what you got, and you're gonna be so passionate about what it is, as they're not gonna be ready for you.
Right.
I said, so you will play in the Celebration Bowl.
Yeah.
In his driveway.
Right.
So
Right.
fast forward, and I told him that day in his driveway.
Thank you for that too.
I said, dog, listen. If you get, I tell you what. I said, dog, I tell you what. If you make it to the Celebration Bowl, not only am I coming, I will don some South Carolina State gear.
I ain't mad at you.
Dog. Fast forward, my dog won South Carolina State. I ordered my stuff. Was down in Atlanta, dogged out. Dogged out. But then, it hit me the other day because one of my best friends, he coaches at Wake Forest, and he's been to several different schools, right? Mm-hmm. And everywhere at school that he went to, I've always supported him by wearing paraphernalia, buying things, and supporting him when I go to the game, right? Yeah. And the other day when I went down to talk to South Carolina State football team, I told Coach Barry, I said, you know what, bro? I got to switch the mindset because it's bigger than the rivalry between Benedict and State. Mm-hmm. And I said, I don't have a problem with putting on that from Wake Forest. I ain't never been to Wake Forest. Right. I don't have a problem with putting on that East Tennessee State. I ain't never been to East Tennessee State as a student. Right. I ain't had no problem putting on that for Charleston Southern. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so I started running down all these people that I support. And I said, but for some reason, when it comes to South Carolina State, I got to think about whether or not I'm going to put on something. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. I said, dawg, that's going to change, bro. Right. You know what I'm saying? I said, long as y'all not playing my Tigers, we good money, dawg. But I say all that to say, man, I'm so proud of bro, man. Yeah. And, he's amazing, bro. Yes, he is. He's, no doubt. No doubt. I'm telling you, man. And I told the guys the other day, I see him in Atlanta in December. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yep.
So listen, man, we appreciate you coming back.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? To visit the Community Vibes podcast.
Yes,
you're a family around here, man. You always welcome over here.
I appreciate that, bro.
And we just thank you, dog. And we are praying for you.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
We support you. We got your back.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And we'll be right there, man, boots on the ground for whatever you got planned next.
I appreciate you, bro.
And if there's, something lasting that, you know what I'm saying, you want to lead the audience, man, the floor is yours.
Man, listen, I want to say this to you. And Ty, man, thank y'all for allowing me to come. When I got the phone call, it's a lot that I want to say, right? And it's a lot that I can't say. Right. Out on social media.
Right, of course.
And so this gives me a platform to be able to speak my mind and say what I need to say in the comfort zone and not being judged, And so I want to thank y'all. I love y'all brothers, man. I appreciate y'all. All I can say is, man, if I could leave y'all with anything, man, if you have seen what's been transpiring in the last 6 months because of the new administration in DC, I would urge you to pay more attention and get more involved. Because what's gonna happen is they're gonna lower us to sleep and everything is gonna change. And then the freedoms that you think you have, you don't have. Because what we need to understand is they're taking things away with a swipe of a pen.
Wow.
And in this community and across the nation, we have enough manpower to be able to control whatever we want to control if we lock in, get focused, and have some understanding. And I'll leave this to those that do have the understanding. If you run into somebody that don't have the understanding, don't shame them because they don't have the understanding. Sit down and teach them and give them the jewels that they need to be able to move forward. And my famous tagline that I've been using since I took office in 2020 is, together we can accomplish anything, bro. Thank y'all, brothers, man.
Hey, there you have it, guys. Hey, you have been impacted on the Community Vibe podcast, man. Once again, man. See you guys next week, man. Be easy. Yeah.